This right here. Now it's recording. Okay. The first thing on my list is my safety belt. My safety belt's right here. It's properly secured, mounted in 3 locations. 1 up here above my head, 2 down here by the driver's door, and 3 here on my right. There's no missing nuts or bolts. They're securely mounted. My belt is not cut, torn, or frayed at all. It securely latches. It also unlatches and adjusts to me. Now I'll leave it on. So then on my list is my emergency equipment. Here I have my spare fuses. Behind me, underneath the passenger seat, I have my reflective triangles. Behind my seat, I have my fire extinguisher. My spare fuse pack is intact. However, if it were open, I'd make sure that none of my fuses were used or missing. My reflective triangles are underneath the passenger seat there. None of them are broken or cracked. They're all the proper color, which is orange, and none are missing. My fire extinguisher secured to the floor. It's not cracked or leaking. The safety pin is in place. It's fully charged, and it's proper for my load. All right, now I'm going to do a safe start. So do as I do. I say that the parking brake is engaged, the trailer brake's engaged, and I just turn the truck to the on position. I point and say my truck is in neutral. I can start this truck. All right, so then I'm going to turn the lights on over here. All right, I'll say all my dash lights are on right now, and I can see all my gauges clearly. First on my list is my temperature gauge. This is my temperature gauge right here. My temperature gauge is working and slowly rising. This is my oil pressure gauge. It has oil pressure and is holding. This is my voltmeter gauge. It's at 14 and charging. And these are my air pressure gauges. Right now they're at 110 psi and holding. Okay. Next up is my light indicators. This is my light indicator. I can see it. It's working. This is my left indicator. I can see it. It's working. This is my high beam indicator. I can see it. It's working. These are my hazards. I can see them. They're working. Okay. And then my horns. I only got 1. Horns work. Heater and defrost. I need to show the examiner that these work. So I'll go over here, start here first, go this way, and then back up to heater and defrost. Turn this up to full heat and then max air. I say, feel air. The defroster is working. I feel air. The heater's working. Now I'll just make it comfortable for us. All right, so now I'm going to do the windshield and mirrors. All right, my windshield is clean, clear, not cracked. No illegal stickers, nothing on my dash, nothing obstructing my view. My mirrors are clean, clear, not cracked, and they're adjusted to me. All right, now I'm going to do the wipers and washer. I want to show the examiner that my wipers are functioning. So I turn the wipers on. I say the wipers are functioning. They're not broken or loose at all. The wiper blades themselves are not torn, cracked, loose, or missing at all. And I do the washer fluid. I say the washer fluid is fully charged. It's being evenly applied. And then once it stops, it's not leaving streaks. Okay. So then after that, now I'm going to do the parking brake. So I explain to the examiner, now both of these are all right now, okay? So I explain to the examiner that I need to test the parking brake. To do that, I'm going to release the trailer brake. So I push this one in, put it in drive, give it a little gas, put it back in neutral, parking brake holds. Okay? So now I'm going to do the service brake or the brake pedal. So I put it in drive, release the parking brake. I'm just going to guide the steering wheel forward a little bit. And I push the service brake in. I say the service brake works, it doesn't pull on either side. Put it back into neutral. Now I'm going to do the air brake check. Okay? I explained to the examiner that my air brake check has 3 parts to it: air loss, low air alarm, emergency brakes. I'm starting out with the air loss test. So it's pretty key that you watch what I'm doing right now. So now I'm going to turn this off, and I got to go 2 clicks up. All the warning lights come on right here. I can hear all the push rods pop out. All right. So I'm doing the air loss test right now. My air gauges right now are at about 108 psi. I shouldn't lose 4 psi in 1 minute. So I'm going to time myself for 1 minute on my phone with the stopwatch feature. The examiner's not going to do it. So I'm going to time myself. When that 1 minute's up, I'll say it's been 1 minute now. My gauges are still at about 108 psi. I did not lose 4 psi in 1 minute. Now I'm going to do the low air alarm check. You should both hear and see the low air alarm between 80 and 60 psi. Now I pump the brakes. both here and C, you point to it, the low air alarm. So now I'm going to do the emergency brakes. Both the parking brake and trailer brake will engage between 40 and 20 psi. Both my parking brake and trailer brake have engaged. I'm going to start the truck and test them. Put it in drive. Put it back into neutral. My emergency brakes hold. Okay. Last thing I want to do, examiners, I'm going to recharge my tanks back up to a safe level. Both of these needles should be above 90 psi. So now I'll just give it some gas here. This needle here is about 15 or just something under 2 or 2,000 RPMs. I'll kind of hold it there, and as I do that, these needles will start rising. This white needle has to get all the way up to 110 right about here before the yellow needle starts to climb. So you'll use this time, so it takes about 45 seconds or so, or 30 seconds. Just kind of read your list to make sure you didn't miss anything on the outside here, outside here, outside here, outside here. So if you do get assigned the driver and fuel area, what you would do is you would actually read it off, point to it, talk about it, check it off, move on to the next thing, okay? You want to do that all the way down here. When you're done with the section right here, ask the examiner, hey, what's my time? And write that time down here so you're keeping track of your time. So I'm checking my list now to make sure I didn't miss anything. As we did this over here. Once this yellow needle is above 90 here, I'll say both of my tanks are back up to a safe level above 90 psi and holding or climbing. So I'll review the outside of the list here, and I'll say the inside here. I didn't miss anything. My pre-trip is complete. So test number 1 is done now. So just give yourself a moment to kind of relax, okay? Kind of chill out. And then when you're ready to go do your driving test, you'll say, hey, I'm ready for the road test here. But before I do that, I want to test my trailer connection. You got to say it that way. So I need to test my trailer connection. That's part of the road test. So what I'll do is I'll put it in drive here, release the parking brake. I'm going to give it a little gas here. My trailer is secured to the 5th wheel, or my trailer is securely connected. Okay. Now I can release this. Put my signal on, look, go out and drive. You can cancel it now.